Hey everybody, it's RJ White, CEO of Vipers Pro Basketball. I am your host for XvsX Masterclass. We're bringing you the knowledge, resources, and guests right to you until you get back to it. I'm sure you guys know my co-host. He doesn't need an intro. Lakers phenomenon CEO of XvsX mobile app, Metta World Peace, also known as Ron Artest. Ron, say hello.
Absolutely. Thank you for the introduction and nice to see everyone. I'm so excited about this masterclass.
So we have a lot of great things to bring to you guys. Right now, we do have a guest on. Right now, we have Skeet from Hoop Til It Hurts. I will let you introduce yourself and give a little background on yourself, Mr. Horton.
My birth given name is Michael Horton, but I'm always surrounded by so many Michaels. So most of my friends call me Skeet. Pretty much everyone calls me Skeet. It's a childhood nickname that has carried on through the years, and I'm still fine with using it. What I've done over the years, I've always coached youth basketball since my playing days were over, coaching at a high school. And in the last few years, with some partners, I've established the Hoop Til It Hurts Foundation. And what we try to do with the foundation is provide other resources and opportunities for young people to stay in the game, because we feel that as long as they stay in the game, they can link up and find other things and other resources that meets their needs and helps them establish goals and actually achieve those goals.
Definitely. So we met because I invited you to a Vipers Pro basketball game, and you brought out some of your youth kids, which can hoop, by the way.
Yes.
They were really great, well-mannerful. You were amazing. You actually took the time to talk to some of the kids in regards to like some motivational processes. And I actually want to say I seen you out on the court, like showing some of the kids like some things when it came to skills. But what really caught my eye was your workout regimen, right? Like I have pro athletes. I know Metta has pro athletes. People right now are just kind of stuck in the house, right? We don't really have access to gyms. We can't go, to our LA Fitness. So I noticed that you have a lot of workout regimens, right? If I'm a pro athlete, I'm at home, I don't have access to the gym. What should I do, or how can I work out? Because you apparently have a great regimen going. What do you suggest?
The first thing is you just have to be creative. You look around what you have and you try to utilize those things to get you going. I'm motivated by the fact that, I see other people working out, and I still try to play occasionally, and I don't want to use age or anything as an excuse. So I try to work out to do that. But generally speaking, push-ups, sit-ups, jumping rope, those are some of the things, and just, light running. Those are the things, those are the foundations for all workouts. And then you have some other things that can support that. You kind of just throw those in with it. It's unfortunate that athletes are not able to play, but again, you can find your way around the house to keep it going.
So what are some times? Okay, so if I'm a pro athlete, I'm just jogging, we'll say down the street. Like, what are some times that I should like use? So like, I got my Apple Watch. Am I setting my Apple Watch to like 3 minutes, 4 minutes? Like, what am I doing? I'm sorry to be all detailed, but we're talking about pro athletes here. They need 1+1.
I look at it this way. What I do is I look at, and I've actually done this, I look at the times for like the track runners, what they're running in a mile, what they're running in 100. Obviously, I'm not doing that, but then I try to break it down to, where I am. And then that's what pro athletes can do. A basketball player, for example, will not run a mile at the same rate as someone that runs track. However, you can set your own goals based off that. So if they're running a mile in 4 minutes, hey, I'm an athlete, I like to get up and down, maybe I can do it in 5 minutes. So it can be little things like that. It's individualized, but at the same time, you have some parameters based on other athletes that you can just look up their times.
Cool. Okay. All right, so Metta, I got to bring you in because I know you still out here hooping, right?
Absolutely.
Like, what are you doing right now? Because you're in hella good shape, right? If you're 40 and you're still at Venice Beach hooping with all these people getting buckets. So what are you doing to kind of stay in shape and continue getting buckets?
Well, during quarantine was difficult because the hoops was down, and I just started playing basketball, I would say in December, November, around that time. I hurt my back and I was out for like 3 months, and it might have even been in like October or something. So when I hurt my back, I wasn't able to play basketball. When I finally got better, I got a Stairmaster, but I'd rather play basketball to get in shape. You know, I don't want to run a treadmill. I don't want to do nothing else. So kind of, you know, so now that I'm okay, I've been just going to the parks and just trying to find different runs. And obviously I'm doing it on my app a lot, able to just get good groups of basketball players. And sometimes you get regular players to play, but for the most part, just playing basketball. And it's weird, when I'm not playing basketball, I don't eat as good. But when I'm playing basketball, I eat better because I want to perform better. So, you know, if you want to perform better, you got to go to sleep. So every time I'm playing, it forces me to eat better, and it forces me to like be on like a schedule sleeping pattern, and also my nutrition is like kind of focusing on it more.
Hey, that's crazy how all of that kind of like ties into one, because you said basically hooping makes you rest and eat better. And those are actually some of the remedies that pro athletes actually need. So however they get the source, they still need to have the proper rest, and they do need to eat properly. And then for you, Mr. Horton, yeah. your remedy is basically finding your time and setting your goals, and basically pushing yourself, or also comparing yourself to other athletes and seeing what their times are and become measurable. So I do feel like you guys actually gave some really, really great information. Another great thing that I want to throw out there for you, Metta, is that XvsX, they have like a collaborative way of telling you different runs. So if people can't work out at home, they at least can look on the app and say, okay, it's a run down the street for me. I might not want to run the block, but I could just jump into an open run. Can you explain that for me in regards to the app?
It's really cool because I was playing basketball on the app the other day, and there was a couple good players, a couple players trying to go overseas. And sometimes you show up to a run and it might not be the competition you want, but you're running for an hour and a half. You know, and like I said, I got up to 307 pounds. Right now I'm at 285, and I'm going to keep playing. And it's great cardio. And you look at the situation with, you know, the gyms. A lot of people don't have the money to join. You join a gym because everybody there is working out, and you're just trying to get motivated. Some people go just to use the basketball court. So if you could just find good runs and get in shape, you know, there's nothing else to do. You know, we do have some subscriptions, but we're not adding that for a long time. You know, and right now, just find people who want to play and meet new people, get in shape. I think it's really not only for the pros that we want to focus on, but it's also really good for just somebody who just loves basketball.
So, Mr. Horton,
yes.
If you have a 7-year-old that keeps bothering you every day about going to the basketball court and hooping, and there is no way for you to get him there, what recommendation would you have in order for me to work him out at home enough to get him tired, enough to get him to eat healthy? What would you say?
I would just say, if you have a basketball, you don't need a lot of space. Ball handling drills. And with young people, one of the secrets that I get, like, young people are so competitive. So you kind of want to trick them, but at the same time, you can get them to work on their skill set. So you have your 7-year-old and you just trick them and say, hey, let me see if you can dribble that basketball with your left hand 100 times without looking at the ball. A 7-year-old is going to try that. They may not do it 100 consecutive times, but they're going to keep trying. They're going to keep trying. What are they doing? Working on their ball handling with their weak hand. Then you can switch it up to right hand. You can switch it up to change, crossover, change direction. They're working out, they're wearing themselves out, and they're developing. And then, of course, they're having fun because the challenge came from mom. So it's like, okay, I'm going to show my mom, and this is cool.
Definitely. Hey, that's actually very smart. Thank you. I'm going to actually try that. My son probably is going to try to go for 100 dribbles.
Of course.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, guys, there you have it. XvsX Masterclass. This is just the beginning of something great. We have a lot more guests, people that will shock you, who will be featured on this particular show. And we'll be giving more knowledge in regards to the XvsX app. You have any questions, or Metta, you want to jump in or have any questions?
Well, I would love to definitely pick Mr. Horton's brain again. I think what you're doing with the kids is great. You know, I really understand the repetition that you're instilling in them. It's just so important. Sometimes we miss those steps. So, I mean, I think it's an amazing job.
Well, guys, if you have questions, you can ask in the comments box below, and I will make sure that they get allocated accordingly. All right. And then you guys make sure you have a safe time. Make sure you're staying safe, especially during these times. And we will see you guys soon.